In this video, I'm going to show you a very simple way of creating a form that requires a payment to submit it. In the top left, first on the left-hand side, I'm going to go to Forms, All Forms, and then I'm going to tap New Form in the top right. And here I'm going to call this an example payment form. So we'll call it that and click Continue. And you'll see by default, we will add a contact kind of object. This will create a person in the system, and we've got first name, last name, gender, date of birth, etc. If we want to get rid of those, maybe we don't care about their date of birth, and maybe we don't care about their gender, we can get rid of those fields. Maybe we even get rid of the phone number field, so we just have first name, last name, email address. Now on the left, underneath those fields, you'll see an option called Payment Options. If I click that, I get these payment settings on the right hand side. So I can tick Require Payment, and here I can just type in $20 in US dollars, and you'll see here that now I get my credit card option where a person can type in their credit card and add in their card number and expiry, and they'll actually be able to pay for the ability to submit this form. That's as easy as the simple payments are. Now let's get into something a little bit more complex. Let's say that we want this form to be a form for registering multiple people. First off, I can click the contact over here, and I'm going to change the maximum answers to 0, which means that we need at least one person, and we can have as many people as we want added to this form. And I'm going to change the title just so it's clear for people to person. And so you'll see here that now I've got person 1 and I have a button to add another person. Now if we added a maximum of say 3, it means that we could add another person, and then that button will disappear once we've added 3 people. So we're going to have a maximum of 3 and a minimum of 1. That's how that multi-person, multi-contact kind of field works. Now let's say we want to change the price, that if we have 3 people, we actually want it to be 3 times that amount. We don't want it to just be $20 no matter how many people you sign up. So we can use payment modifiers to make that happen. So if we click Payment Options on the left-hand side, then on the right over here where it says Payment Modifiers, we can click Add Payment Modifier. Now the first one we're going to do is the title, we're going to call it People. And the modifier is simply going to be multiply. So what we want to do here is, for the value, we're going to add what's called an expression, which is where we can type in some JavaScript to change the price. So the condition here is going to be whether or not this payment modifier is applied. So this needs to return true, and the value is how much the price should be multiplied by. And we have a bunch of options on the right hand side. These include some logic examples of how you can write expressions, as well as the fields that we have. As you can see here, we've got person and first name and email address, which are actually fields that we've defined in our form. So we want to have the value dependent on the number of people. So I'm going to click the person field, and you'll see here that we have, because a person is actually like an object, we can get the length, the length of how many of those objects there are, and we can put that into the value here. And now you'll see if we click Done, we will now have the base amount of $20 multiplied by the number of people. So if I remove that, you'll see now it's $20, and if I add another person, it's 40, add another person, it's 60. And you can see here that that payment modifier is being applied where it says people times by 3. That's a intermediate kind of level payment modifier. Let's get into something even more advanced. So I'm going to remove those people, and what I would like to do is add another payment modifier. So I'm just going to click Payment Options on the left hand side here, and then over here on the right hand side you can see my payment modifier of people, multiply current total by the contact length. Now what I want to do is click Add Another Payment Modifier, and I want to add a discount. We'll call it a 3-person discount. Now here what we want to do is subtract $10, and the condition is just like before. We're going to get this this little bit here. We're going to put in if data.contact.length is greater than 2, that means that this will be true. So I'm going to click done. And now here, if I add another person, we've now got people times 2, so it's $40. If I add a third person, it will add the people times 3, and then we have a 3-person discount, which takes $10 off the form. So that's another level higher. Let's go even more complex. On the right-hand side, sorry, I'm just going to click payment options again, back to our payment modifiers. And on the right-hand side here, I'm going to add another, actually, we'll just edit the 3-person discount, and we'll just make it a little bit more clever. So what we want to do is, instead of just taking $10 off the price, we want to take $10 off the number of people. And we might make it just $5, because $10 is a pretty big discount. So here we can have if the data contact length is greater than 1. So as soon as you add more than one person, you get a multiple person discount. And then let's click done. So you'll see that that's immediately applied. And as I change this, it changes in real time as well on the form. So I can have one person, which costs $20. If I add a second person, the second person is $20 times 2, but it takes $10 off because of the multi-person discount. If I add another person, it takes another $5 off there, so that there's $5 for each of the people, and then we get a cheaper price of $45. Now, you're probably already thinking that there's a number of ways to calculate this. You don't actually have to have a people and then a multiple person discount. You could also go into people here, and you could adjust this so that it's times by 10 or something other than that. But there's a number of different options. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide. You can also use this set. So set will set whatever value you return here. So if you've got data.contact.length times 10,000 cents, something like that, that's the equivalent of basically resetting the entire price. So if the price starts at $20 and then we've got people, it changes it to $30 rather than multiplying it. Now we've gotten pretty complex. If you followed along this far, then well done. And we'll just put that back there, make it a little bit more sane. And yeah, well done. That's how you do complex payments modifiers.